Everyone, today is Thanksgiving Day in the United States. So, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Okay, don't get too excited. Okay, I was thinking about what to talk about to you about. And in Thanksgivings, usually we have this tradition of giving thanks. We have a lot of things to be grateful for, and for us, in this country in particular. So let me start, and then you can join in if you like. I was thinking about who I should thank first. According to Confucius, what's the priorities? Anyone remembers? Chinese people, Asian people? What's the order of importance in the Confucian teaching? Professor?
I don't know, but maybe the country.
You don't know anything about Asian philosophy? Okay, never mind. I'm going to ask an Asian person. For Asians, what is the priorities for in orders of importance? Oh my God, you don't know? I mean, when I was growing up, this is what we learned. This is so like basic philosophy, basic knowledge, basic teachings. Yes, Plato.
I think elder people.
Elder people.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, right. Elderly people. Okay, anyone? Huh? Asian people, come on. Huh? Yes, 8. You can say in Vietnamese too because it's easier. It's how I remember. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but hey, isn't it the king and then parents and then country? Or, I don't know if it's in that order, but I know there's the king and the...
Isn't it interesting? Her generation, she only has one left. My generation, we have 3 things that are very important in priorities. Okay, she got only one right. Yes, DTT.
Master, that our master is the most we should be grateful for.
Bless your heart. Okay, wrong. Oh, Abbott at JMT, you remember what are the 3, what the priorities for us in our generation we learn? Confucius teaching?
Cái đầu tiên mà cái 3 cái hồi xưa mà nói cho vua cho quan rồi cho đất nước cho mình á, bây giờ con bỏ rồi, cái đó con thấy nó không có đúng. Và từ hồi con biết đạo tới giờ, trước tiên là cảm ơn Tam Bảo trước, sau rồi đến đất nước là vua quan mà từ lập quốc tới giờ cho mình sống đó, người sống và người đã chết, chiến sĩ trận vong. Rồi đến ông bà cha mẹ của mình. Từ nào đến giờ là con chỉ luôn luôn con quan tâm vậy. Ngay khi đến Hàn Quốc này cũng vậy. Sau khi Tam Bảo rồi, những người như vậy ở Việt Nam rồi, thì cũng cảm ơn và chào tất cả những cái vị mà sáng tạo lập quốc của nước Hàn này, chiến sĩ trận vong của Hàn Quốc này, mới có cái nước cho mình đến đây mình tu. Lúc nào con đi đâu, kể cả Thái Lan con cũng nguyện như vậy. Và hàng ngày ăn cơm con cũng cúng như vậy. Nó có chư thiên chư thần hết tất cả, chứ không phải một mình không.
Emitofuo, Master, back in the day, what I understand is we should be grateful to our king, the official of the country, and to our country. Now, after living the home life, I think that those concepts around...
Somebody, please look it up.
Mo-
I'm desperate. Yeah. Yeah, continue, please.
So now, after living the home life, I know that I should be thankful for the triple jewel, then the country, then the king, and the official, both the alive and the dead, those troops who have sacrificed their life, the veteran, and then our ancestor, our mom and dad, and of course, first it has to be the triple jewel. Then also I really thankful for those who have established Vietnam country, those who have been protecting our country, like the troop and the death soldier. And I also grateful for the troop and the death soldier of Korean. Everywhere I go, even if I go to Thailand, I also appreciate those who have sacrificed their life to support the country. Even when I eat my meal, before I make offering to those, as well as to the God and to the Spirit, not just only for myself.
Okay. Hey, CNN, are you alive or is it your ghost? Okay. Did you look it up, please? Somebody, please look it up. Chinese people. Yes, Ronald Pettis.
YouTube.
Did I pronounce your last name right?
Actually, it's just Pettis.
Pettis.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Because it sounds like Patty, that's why.
I can be petty.
You're not
sometimes.
careful, it's like Patties. Never mind. Go ahead.
So we have a YouTube comment. Shashon Chow says, heaven, earth, your country leaders, your family, your teachers.
Oh my God, young people are so disappointing. Anyone else? Yes. Going back, yes, going back, second chance here. Don't screw it up. 9.
Yep, but so in here it says the 5 relationships. Is that what you mean?
No.
Okay,
Okay,
then.
I know the butterfly relationship is not what I'm looking for. Oh, please God. Make the Taiwanese say it right. 5.
Okay, thank you, Master. We are going to try here. Is it 修身齐家治国平天下? 修身 means cultivate ourselves. 治国 means caring for. I can see Master's facial expression. Maybe I'm going to the wrong direction, so I will stop.
This is Thanksgiving. You're making me cry.
Okay. Hi, Master.
What is it? I was about to praise you, but I can't praise you anymore. Go ahead, JC. Oh my God.
Hello.
Yes.
Master,
My favorite. To the rescue.
Master, parents. I learned from school is parents.
From what?
Parents, mom and dad.
Mom, dad, okay. That's 2. That's it? She's no longer my favorite. JMT. Oh my God. The clear is a generation gap.
네, 첫째는 신유이 들리시나요? 네, 첫째는 군신유이 신하는 왕한테 의리를 지킨다. 그리고 둘째는 부자 요친. 아들은 부모랑 아버지한테 예의를 다 지킨다. 그 다음에 부모 유친, 친구랑 서로 친하게 잘 지낸다. 그런 것 같습니다.
It sounds wrong. Should we don't bother translating? But for the heck of it, translate.
So I'm sorry for the translator. 이번 한 번만 다시 잘라서 해주시면 될까요?
네, 그러니까 임금님, 그 다음 부모님, 친구.
And then friend. The king, the family, and the friend.
Anyone else? Yes, 5. I think 5 figured it out.
Yeah, second try.
Second try.
Second try.
Now that there's collaboration.
Well, we're actually going with Zhihong's answer earlier.
Yeah.
天地君亲师. Tian is God.
天地
Di. Jun is king.
亲
Qing is family, parents. Shi is teacher.
I learn differently, but maybe it's a generation differences. Anyone else? Huh? Okay. See, the way they did it is they name everyone so that, but the order is all messed up. Okay? In my generation, we learn there's the priorities of the people that you should respect and serve are 3. Okay? The 3 most important people that Confucius taught us is, first of all, is the king. Number 2 is your teacher. Number 3 is your parents. Too late. Could you look it up, make sure that I remember it right? Okay? So, as far as Confucius is concerned, he says, if you are a human being and you want to lead a good life and a proper life, then you should revere or venerate or respect these beings, these people at this following order. First comes the king, then comes your teachers, then next comes your parents. Okay? Please, someone look it up for me in your Chinese teachings to make sure that I remember it right. Otherwise, I will not continue. I don't want to mess Confucius' teachings. That's how I learned in my generation. We were taught, we beat into our brains that there are 3 people you must revere, you must respect, no matter what. First is the king, next comes your teacher, next come your parents. Vietnamese, quân sư phụ, Jun sư phụ. All the Chinese are looking it up. No, they're arguing now. It's the Chinese. Huh? No? Is it my hallucination or what? I'm getting too old and I don't remember things anymore? Because to us, it's so clear. It's so clear that these people are very important. You need to follow that order of loyalty, of respect to these 3 levels of hierarchy. Okay? Meaning that if must be, you sacrifice your parents. If need be, you sacrifice your teachers for the sake of your king. Does it make sense? That's why the order. And this is why I feel that Confucius' teaching is geared towards kissing up to the officials and the nobility instead of us as human beings. Okay, but that's the order I learned. Chinese-speaking people. No, you can't find it? No? They were right? Tian first? Tian Di, Qun, and what? Qin, okay.
亲就是 parents, I think.
Okay, and the fifth one is?
师 is teacher.
A teacher. Okay. There's a reason for it. Okay? The king is the one that oversees your well-being. Okay? Next, the teacher, because he's the one who gives you your wisdom life. And the last one are your parents, because your parents give you your physical life. That's the rationale behind it, behind the order of importance. Okay? Yes, 5.
Thank you, Master. I look up Taiwanese website again. It says 天地君亲师, but I don't understand why 天 and 地. 天 only God, 地 I don't understand.
Okay, I don't understand Di, but I understand Tian, because Tian is the heavens, because they are the rulers over us. They rule over us, they govern us. We think human beings would like to think that we are the master of the universe. Actually, we are under the jurisdiction of the heavens. So typically, occasionally, the heavens can punish us because for misbehaving. Okay? They have the right, and they have the right to punish us, to put an end to our lives if they wish. Okay? Because they govern, they rule over us, very much like the king can put an end to our lives because they rule over us. Okay? Whatever we have is under their domain. Okay? D, I'm not sure why D. Okay? D could be Tian Di is the base of our lives, where even the king needs to depend on the D, the earth. Okay? Maybe that's the thinking. So D here also refers to all the support structures that the earth has, including spirits. Okay, so for example, the Japanese culture, they combine their Buddhist country, but they also combine Buddhism with the beliefs in the spirits and the gods that help them, give them good harvests, give them protection to go to the sea, give them protection for the forests, and so forth. Okay, so the Japanese culture is mixed with believing in Buddha, but also venerating and praying to the gods as well, and the spirits as well. Okay, so the D there includes all the beings, that the support structures that we depend on. Your houses, your water, people, Westerners don't understand, but the trees are full of spirits. We're sharing our world, our physical world, with invisible ones. Okay, and whether you like it or not, meaning there are ghosts, there are spirits. Ghosts are troublemakers. Spirits are beneficial in beings or invisible beings, so there's to balance themselves out. You see, all those are things that Westerners choose to not believe and ignore because they don't know better. Okay, because when you practice, when you meditate, and you go to the temples, eventually you open your eyes. Your spiritual eye, you begin to see, for example, the invisible world, which is basically different wavelengths than our regular eyes. Our regular eyes can see a certain wavelength range, and then when you open your spiritual eyes through your spiritual practices, you'll be able to see all the things. So, for example, the students, and my students, our students, often they say, oh, I see this, I see that. I see a ghost, I see a bodhisattva, I see, and so forth. They're opening their spiritual eye. They can see, and then it closes. And you can see, and it closes. Okay, so maybe that's why it's T and D. Okay, but from what I remember, so T and D is fine. Those two is okay. I cannot argue with that because let's face it, with how the infrastructure on the D, on the earth, we can't function. Okay, we can't exist. So I buy that. Okay, T is that they do have power over us. They actually, for example, according to the Buddhist scriptures, the Christian God lives in top of the second. He's at the second desire heaven. So he's actually connected to us, and he rules over us. And he's very powerful. That is why we have a lot of Christians and Catholics and Muslims, because they basically follow his teachings. Okay? Yes, 9.
Yeah, but that's been a question that I've always wondered about. So if the Christian God is in the second heaven, why would the teachings include that you should only believe in Christianity, or that you have to believe in God in order to be saved? And why aren't the teachings more open to accepting other cultures or other religions as part of being saved? Like, why was that so strict?
If you're a king, you're a heavenly king, you can do anything you want in your domain. If you choose to do whatever you feel that's necessary for you to keep your subjects in check. That's what he does. What he does, actually, as you learn more about Buddhism, you find out he's actually a Buddhist. And he's learning a lot of his 10 commandments are actually a variation of the 5 precepts. The 5 precepts we have actually can expand into the 10 commandments. Actually, our 5 precepts are much more comprehensive than the 10 commandments. It's because he didn't understand the Vinaya that well. That's why he borrowed from the 5 precepts we have and came up with his 10 commandments. So actually, the Christian God is a good guy, and he's against evil. So that's why we have no problem with them. Meaning that, if it helps, for example, in India, they used to have no Buddhism, and then until the Buddha came, and then they taught the Indians, okay? And then when the blessings ran out, then they moved Buddhism to China and so forth. And India now has more Hinduism and more yogis and so forth. I don't know much about their non-Buddhist religions, but they still have their own spiritual pursuits, and it works for them. Okay? And they also actually, as far as Buddhism is concerned, as you learn about the Avatamsaka Sutra, you find that we describe all those heavens, and we understand their interrelationship. Vishnu and I went to the Asian Museum in San Francisco. I forgot those Indian deities. There are quite a few of them, and they are even more powerful than a Christian God. Okay, and because they are at a higher heavens up there. The Christian God actually lower heavens, but because he has a lot of affinities with us, that's why he has a lot of followers in our area, in our desire realm. Actually, it's a lot more The world is, our world is much bigger than that. So that's why above him, there are the Vishnus and the Indian deities and so forth. And above them, there are more and more and more. Okay? And so that's the cosmos that the Buddha describes, that we Buddhists know about. And we, that's why we don't reject Catholicism, we don't reject the Indian Hinduism and so forth, because they are doing good. They are the good guys. They're not bad people. Okay, and it turns out they're very good and they're trying to do good, but the problem they have is that the demons are very, very powerful, and they need help from us. So, in fact, okay, this is why you left home people are trained. Okay, lay people are trained. Left home people in particular, we put a lot of emphasis on the left home people. We train them so that they counterbalance the demons. Demons are too powerful for the other celestial kings. And with how the bodhisattvas, the demons will run amok. There's no way that you can fight them. Case in point, for example, the ex-monk who came, he has severe mental illnesses before he came, and that's from the demons. Okay, and when he was at Lu Mountain Temple, we helped him, so he is able to have a so-called normal life with our support. And then one point in time, I sent him to Taiwan for 2 years. That you go to Taiwan, you learn, and the Taiwanese love American monks, and they would take good care of you, treat you very well. So I let you go. If you happen to find a good temple, you can stay there, and you'll be happier because we're poor. And after 2 years, he came back because they could not protect him. He came back worse off, very depressed. Okay, and so we helped him, brought him much further up, and now he's freed. He's on his own, and he will find out that the demons that he owes to, he's indebted to, are too powerful, and he won't be able to find help anywhere else. He'll find out. So that means that's why I said last night, he'll have to go back to the meds, the drugs, because that's the only way that he has to do to control his mind. Otherwise, one of these days he'll go crazy. He started going crazy already. Okay. So anyway, so you see the point here is that those demons that you deal with, the depression and so forth, are very, very powerful. Even my master's disciples do not want to mess with them. They're very, very dangerous. Okay? Because they cannot hurt me, for example, but they hurt my disciples. They attack them. Okay? And so it's a very, very tricky business. If you're smart, I would not mess with these people. You can't win, okay? It's too dangerous. For example, if you were to go into mental illnesses, that's their domain. They're extremely dangerous. All the people, all the doctors, for example, who deal with depression and manic depression, for example, they all are sick with it. They all need meds. That's how powerful they are. Okay? And even if they cannot do anything to me, they will attack the people I depend on to get back at me. Okay? Yeah. So it's a very sticky business. You have cancer, then the only purpose of cancer is to kill you, so you can deal with it once. Okay? and they run out of missiles, ammunition, and so forth, and they can't attack you anymore. The mental illnesses are there your entire life. They won't go away. That's why a very long-term issue. Anyway, how do we get there? Yes, sir. Oh, now we're going to open a new can of worms. It's Thanksgiving. Take it easy, guys. We're gossiping. Don't take it seriously. Okay?
So, Master, I think in the same vein, I think I've been here for last 5 days. And I feel like the more I do this practice, I feel some kind of energy around my head. Is there some, I don't know if it is energy or some kind of beings. How do I interpret that? How do I make sense of it?
Do you feel what?
Like some kind of it's almost like some kind of an energy around my crown, like head area.
It's like it's moving, right?
It's kind of crawling, like something is crawling.
Gerard, I would not sit too close to him.
He's probably feeling it too.
But okay, don't be so full of yourselves, folks, all of you. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean they don't exist. The invisible world are for real. And, you know, our disciples, our students, they come to Lu Mountain Temple, all various temples, ask them. They see ghosts and, everywhere. Okay? Even some Catholics see ghosts. It's your different wavelength, that's all. It's not a big deal. Now, as far as say something moving in your head, probably a ghost going, good boy, keep it up. It could be a bodhisattva saying, ooh, this is my boy. Seriously, it's a good thing. That means that, that moving thing is natural. That happens to a lot of people, yes? Many of you experienced it, yes? It's like it's something crawling on your head, and a crown your head. Yes, 1, 2. Anyone else? A lot of people experience it. It's because the chi, when you practice, your chi travels from your navel and goes up, okay, and gets to the top. That's what it tries to get to. There's a natural flow for your chi. So the fact that when it gets to the top, then you start feeling it moving around, meaning it's clearing the minor blockages in your brains. So it's clearing it. It's a good thing. You feel it because actually there's some blockages, especially for you, people who think a lot, okay? You normally will feel that. For stupid people like me who don't like to think, it doesn't happen anymore. I don't feel anything up here anymore. Okay, so at first, when you practice with us, most of you will feel that something is moving up here. That means that the chi went up to your head, which is a good thing. It's clearing, meaning when you practice, the first thing that has happened, this is why that monk there who came a few days ago to JC and to JMT, he says, I have digestion problems for 9 years, and he's meditating under whatever teachers here, and he still have issues. It's because when you meditate, the first thing that happens is that you will fix your digestion problems, digestive system. And then moves up and fixes your lungs, fixes vocal cords, and so forth. And it goes up, and then it fixes your brains. And then the next layer, when you improve, and then it goes up, it does the same thing again at the next level. See that? And so that's why after 9 years, your digestion issue should have gone away. If you practice properly, because that's the base. It's no matter how high you get, you have to first fix your digestion problem. First layer, then next layer, next layer, next layer. Okay, so That means that every time you improve, your body is healthier. You're less sick and less sick and less sick. Do you know, physically, you are healthier every time you improve. For example, we have some crazy people here. We're not going to name names. Like that point finger. Maybe it's coincidental, but there's some people who who move like this. It's because it's their blockages. Okay, that's why when it's going up and it goes like this, it's because it's being blocked. So it's being pushed through like this. Okay, so this is shaking. It's a quaking. Okay. And I don't want to go too much into it because I don't want people to imitate me in explain these things so that they claim they understand. Okay, I'm not going to explain it to you. Okay, because my master disciples haven't got through it yet. That's why I don't want them to copy and imitate me and claim they understand. You fix it. You go beyond, and then you understand why. Okay. Anyway, so you have this shaking here, which is an excellent, excellent thing. Okay? And some of them, and including myself, you see them like they're rolling around in a weird fashion. It is incredible because when you roll like that, okay, you are actually unblocking a few blockages on your back. So that's why they're rolling. They look crazy, but actually it is incredibly beautiful that you yourself, when you're doing it, naturally, you move naturally to unblock yourself. That's your Buddha nature at work. Right there, because these people never learn these things. And they don't know, they don't understand acupuncture, they don't understand, they have no background about it, but yet they know how to move accordingly. It happened to me for 3 years before it stopped. And then I figured out why that's the case. Okay, so it's a very good thing. It doesn't matter. People say, oh, you're crazy and so forth, and make fun of you. Yeah, but someday when you stop and you say, this is, maybe you understand, maybe you won't. But the point is that it's a very, very good thing. Don't try to stop it. Don't try to feel embarrassed. And they say, oh, you're crazy? Oh, yeah, I'm crazy. As long as it helps you, why not? Because you're fixing yourself. And it's your Buddha nature fixing your body. It's fascinating. It's reason to rejoice and be amazed on how incredible our wisdom is. We know what to do. Anyway, I don't want to get too excited on Thanksgiving Day. Okay, so where were we again? Okay, so it's a good thing. Yeah, it's a good thing because clearing it out, and then you won't feel it anymore until you get to the next level. You might feel it again. Okay, so again, it flows up here, so it clears here, 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 here. That's why. Got that? Okay, so that's why these poor people who went and looked for instructions from that, that Young Sanim went to Myanmar and looked at those things, they never practiced all the way. That's why they gave them the wrong instructions, and you simply waste your life. 9 years, 30 years, like my master's disciple. My God, what's the matter with them? Anyway, so you have TND, you have heaven, you have earth, okay, it makes sense. We can justify that D is actually a lot of beings, the infrastructure, if you will, okay? A river, the ocean, the mountains, the forests have these spirits. They actually watching over them. So that's why we should be grateful. That's why the Japanese have the insights, and that's why they pray to those spirits to get some help. That's pretty good. That's not bad. Okay? Or you go to Hong Kong, I was some kind monk trying to teach me how to pray to the mountain spirits for them to come and support my temple, so that my temple I'd be better off, because his temple is not bad. Okay? He's actually well off himself. So he's willing to teach me how to do that. And I said, no, I'm a monk. I don't bow to spirits. You know, where I came from, my master told me that I'm supposed to teach heavens, beings, spirits, but I don't bow to them. Okay? And so I never learned how to have a big temple and a wealthy temple. So be it. Where were we again? Okay, so T&D. And you have Chun, the king. We talked about the king already. We talked about the parents, which is the flesh body, and the teacher, which is your wisdom body, the wisdom life, your physical life, your wisdom life. And I feel that, I don't know, I have to disagree with the Chinese finding. I feel that the wisdom life is more important than the physical life. Case in point, you can have a good physical life, you can be rich, you can spend a lot of money on your health, and even some crazy people, some billionaires now are fighting against aging, and he looks very young and so forth, but he's going to die. Anyway, I shouldn't laugh. And so you may have a physical life, okay, but it will amount to nothing good if that's all you're worried about, that's all you worship, that's all you're primarily concerned about is your physical life. You'll be miserable. Okay? Case in point. If you're not miserable, why do you have to every day take care of yourself so that you look young and you hope to live longer? You live on fear. I don't call it happiness. I don't call it wisdom. You see? See, that's why in Buddhism we understand. And that's why I don't know about Confucianism. You understand that that the spiritual life, spiritual life is actually the base of your physical life. That's what worldly people don't understand. That's why they will confused forever until they understand the model. Okay, the reason you're sick is because spiritually, you're not well. The blockages in your physical body is because of your spiritual illnesses, your greed, anger, stupidity. Okay? And so the doctors who fix the physical side of your body, they cut it off or they give you a needle or some medication and so forth. That's only the physical thing. But they never address the cause of these blockages, the cause of these cancers. You see? So that's why that knowledge is rather incomplete. In Buddhism, we know that your physical ailments are caused by your offenses. It's your retribution for your past offenses. No bad deed goes unpunished. That's the law of cause and effect. Vice versa, all good deeds will be rewarded. So what do you want? Think about it. You want to learn how to have a good physical life? Okay? And that's what worldly people do, and they neglect their spiritual well-being, their spirits, the soul. That's why they will never understand happiness or longevity. Okay? So anyway, I try. So you see, but the model is still that you put the king above your parents and your teacher. Okay, and to me, that's rather short-sighted. That model right there. And Master O. Abbott is correct. What supersedes all 5 levels is actually the triple jewel. Okay, so my point here is that on Thanksgiving Day, finally I got to my point. Is it okay now I speak about what I tried to tell you instead of gossiping? So on Thanksgiving Day, I said, who should I be grateful to? And I thought of my teachers immediately. I said, I'm thankful to my teachers because until I met and believed in my spiritual teachers, I was not a good person and very unhappy person, very bipolar person. And so it's thanks to my teachers that I was able to get where I am today, and that I'm very grateful for. Okay, before encountering Mahayana, I only was worried, like most of you, about the spiritual life. I'm sorry, physical life. I went to school, get a degree, got a job, try and make money, have fun, and so forth. Okay, and it didn't work until I found the light. I found the light from thanks to my teacher's guidance. And then eventually I met Master YongHua. I didn't realize that my teachers were behind it all, okay? And then I was guided to meet Master YongHua, which gave me a physical person that I could look up to and said, this is the man I had aspired to be like. It's my role model. Okay? That's the first time in my life I met someone I could really, really have total respect and admiration for, which is a tremendous blessing, let me tell you. There's no more doubt in my mind. This is it. This is the kind of man that would be the gold standards for me. Okay? That I'm very grateful for. To Master YongHua. Okay? And furthermore, I'm grateful to his disciples, believe it or not. I've been bad-mouthing them. I'm grateful to them. I've been bad-mouthing them to teach my students because I'm worried that they're going to be like them. Okay? I'm grateful to them because they teach me what not to do. Okay, it's so incredible that you have all the things I was exposed to over 4 years. Okay, most of them are wrong. Okay, so it's perfect. That's why it saves us a lot of time. When I train my students, okay, I point it out to them. I said, this is, you don't do this, you don't do that, you don't do this. So it's the don't do that I learned from them. For that I'm very grateful. Because I've never been a monk before. How can I learn to be a monk if no one ever taught me? I never been in a system. So for some reason, for 4.5 years, I disapproved of them. I was very unhappy. I stuck around because of the promise from my late teacher, Master YongHua, that my peers would be training me. He made sure they were training me. I did realize that the training is to show me what not to do. For that, I'm grateful for, ultimately. Okay? And don't get me wrong. I criticize them, and I will continue to criticize them to teach my disciples. I can't care less about them. Whatever they do, I wish them well. I don't care what they do at all. Okay? None of my business. Yeah. All right? So I'm very grateful for that. I'm very thankful for these people. And of course, I'm thankful to all of you as well. First, my disciples who stuck by me all these years. You know, they could have left. They could have fell for the fears and their frustrations and their angers towards me, but they hung in there, and that's what helped me develop the understanding and the skills to train them, and then and so what I'm thankful for is the fact that they are superior. You are all superior individuals, that you're growing by leaps and bounds. That makes it very challenging for me to keep up with you, to make sure I'm relevant. So I need to develop more tools, then need to learn more, improve more, so that I can help you more until I reach my limit. And I would promise you, I would tell you, move on. Don't stick around anymore, because the last thing I want to do is waste your time. Okay? And so I'm thankful to the fact that you have tremendous potential, and at all levels. I'm learning so much from you, from low levels to high levels. I'm proud of the fact that I groomed these many of my disciples from very low level to very high level. Okay, and so because of this, it's more challenging for me to keep on reinventing myself, and so that I can be relevant to you. Okay, and so you are the one who are pushing me. You are encouraging me to keep on improving. For that, I'm very thankful for. Okay, and of course, I'm thankful for this spiritual life first. Of course, a very important thing that we cannot forget is I'm thankful for being able to share a lunch with you today. Okay, many of you came to the temple. We ate well. Actually, too much food. And I know that many of you spend a lot of time cooking and preparing a lot of food. So the food is delicious, and we really enjoyed it. So that's important for this old man who doesn't have a family. So to me, it's like a family time to be able to be with you and share a good meal. For that, I'm thankful. Should we also have a please subscribe as well? Okay, that's it. I stop here. Anyone has anything to say? Anything they'd like to share with us? If not, we can go to Master YongHua's teachings. Yes, too.
In the spirit of Thanksgiving, I would like to thank you, Master, and Shangas, and all the support team. Even though it's not the last day yet, but I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you because being here the last 2-3 days, I've seen the amount of works you guys have put to. It's very tired from 4 to 10, like Master mentioned earlier, the day before. And then Yeah, I want to say thank you. That's a lot of work, and to host and organize this kind of event. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I'm glad you brought it up. I mean, you see, our days are very long because that's how we receive training. Actually, my master's days are even longer. Even for an old man like Master YongHua, he was working day and night. He never stopped. Okay, and that's part of our foundation of the spiritual life, which is to give. Okay, we do all this in order to help you cultivate. So we appreciate your coming to events like this because it gives us a chance to forget about our differences, our pettiness, and our ailments in the body, and we forget it, and we just put our efforts into helping you, serving you, so that's part of our cultivation as well. Because you didn't come, then we won't have the opportunity to do that. So we're grateful to you as well for coming. Okay, it's both ways, believe me. Okay. And we're doing it because if I sit here and preach to you that just help, then go back to your lives, go back to your towns, go back to your family, go back to work, and simply help. Be a good person. Okay? That's all that matters. That's the bottom line. That's the foundation of giving. Give the goodness in your heart. Give the kindness in your heart. Give the compassion in your heart to your family, to your friends, to your co-workers. Okay? Be a better person. Okay? That's what we do. Then we have to do it first ourselves. All right? So thank you for coming. Yes, JMT.
네, 두 가지 코멘트가 있는데 첫 번째는 그 불칠 시작하기 한 2, 3일 전인가 새벽 예볼 때 목탁을 치고 있는데 선화상님께서 저한테 감사하다고 고맙다고 또 잘하고 있다고 코멘트를 주셨어요. 들리셨나요? 현보스님 다시 해야 될까요?
죄송합니다. 제가 통역인 거 까먹었어요. Sorry, I forgot that I was the translator. So, Jumi, she was morning ceremony and hitting the old fish, and Mother YongHua came to her and said, "Thank you, and you are doing good."
Thank you.
아니 고맙다고 하시고 이제 잘하고 있다고 하셨는데 일단은 제가 이 질문을 드리는 건 오늘 땡스기빙 데이이기도 하고 또 제가 지각하는 제가 조금 요즘 상태가 좋지 않다고 생각하는데 그 선지식에 괜찮다는 말씀을 어떻게 받아들여야 될지 그걸 좀 여쭙고 싶었거든요.
I'm more aware about my conditions. I'm not really well, I believe. But when the good knowing advisor says you're doing good, how should I understand what it means by you're doing okay?
그리고 이제 두 번째는 그 마사지께 감사드린다는 말씀을 드리고 싶어요. 제가 좀 의심도 많이 들었고 좀 회의가 될 때마다 마사지를 보면서 이거는 바른 길이다라고 마음을 좀 다잡을 수 있었던 것 같아요. 마사지께 감사드리는 말씀을 꼭 다시 드리고 싶습니다.
I'm very grateful to Master Z because whenever I felt doubtful or when it's been difficult, his existence helped me to reorganize my thoughts and continue.
Okay,
특별히 가르쳐 주셨다기보다는 마사지가 워낙 바르게 잘 사시니까 마사지 모습을 보는 것만으로도 제가 굉장히 그런 의심되거나 이렇게 그만두고 싶은 마음을 좀 다잡을 수 있었던 것 같아요.
He didn't really explicitly teach something, but just his existence, because he set a good example. So when I had doubt or difficulties, his way of being helped me to come back.
He is who?
Master Z.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Thank you. I shouldn't have pulled him away from Korea, huh? Okay. Yeah. You see, I look at my teacher's lifestyle, Master YongHua, and he's a prime example of the practice of giving, the giving paramita. He gives all day. He helps people all day. He forgets, he never thought of himself, never took care of his own body, okay? To the point where at the end of his life, because for helping a lot of people and neglecting his body, because all his time he spent on helping others, never to help himself, at the end of his life, his body was so sick, okay? He neglected it, okay? And so he's the example of the giving paramita. Are you hearing me, Jumi? Okay? You keep on giving and giving and giving and giving until you don't even think about, you don't calculate anymore. What's in it for me? Sounds familiar? When you give, you say, what's in it for me? Okay? Master YongHua, he just gives. It doesn't matter who. He just give and give and give endlessly. And that's a giving paramita. And you know what? It's not stupidity, by the way. That's tremendous wisdom. Yes, 4.
Thank you, Master. Today is Thanksgiving. I wanted to express my gratitude. You know, years ago, Master pointed out my four thoughts. At that time, I didn't realize I'm wrong. After a year, I think I'm get the wrong point. If Master didn't pull me out, I will keep still going that way. Thank you, Master. And another one, I dream to come to attend Master's Dharma assembly, but I can't make it for years. This time I made it, and thanks for the sanghas. Before I take flight, one more Xianxun and one more Xianyao, they text me, let me know they are waiting for me. Whenever I'm arrived at the airport, they will pick me up. When I'm here, I feel like a home. I feel really comfortable. So I want to say thank you. Thank you, Master and One Boss.
Wow, his English is pretty good. Translation into Chinese. We're glad you're here. Thank you for those kind words. Yeah. All right, JMT.
Sorry, Master. Question. Sorry, Master. My question is irrelevant to Thanksgiving, but one of my cousins, she wants to ask question to Master. She hasn't had chance to come to the temple yet, but she's in very. But she's in very stressful situations. So I'm asking her question on behalf of her.
Okay.
So this is her question. I have 2 sons, and the older one is 18 years old. I used to tell him to study. Then, as soon as he tried to do so, he lost his interest, keep studying and doing something else very quickly. And particularly, he doesn't like English at all, so he avoids studying English. But next year, he has to apply college entrance exam, Korean SAT. So it's really time to study for him. And it makes me keep nagging on him, even though he cannot really execute it. So if I don't do anything for him, his grades will fall even more. And when I take care of it a little bit, and pushing him, it's get a little bit better. But still, it's never enough to go to a good college. So we put a lot of money, time, effort for his education. But seems like we get not much out of it. So therefore, lately, I feel things are meaningless. So my question is, in this case, how can I reach his mind so that he can finally decide himself to study hard? Thank you, Master.
Okay. All right. It's I'm sorry that you are having your cousins. I'm addressing her now. That she's worried about her son, and that's a commonplace thing. And I don't know how to help because I don't have any sons. I have a lot of monks and nuns, but I can't call them sons or daughters. So I'm the wrong person to ask that kind of question. Okay, this is a different life, a different time ago. So I don't know, but in general, I can give you a general answer. Okay, the one thing that you parents should consider doing for your children is give them the universal asset that they can use, they can always use. There's one thing you can control is give them blessings. Give them, the more blessing you give them, the more chances these blessings will mature at the right time. If you can love them all you want, you can make sacrifices all you want, you can give them a lot of money, leave them a lot of assets. I've seen it where people inherit large fortunes to throw them away, or people born to good families and wasted on drugs, alcohol, and so forth. Okay, the family fortunes, and you see, it's because there's one thing is lacking that you ordinary people don't seem to understand. Okay, what you want to do for your children is to give blessings. You give them a lot of blessings and more and more and more blessings. Okay, and those blessings will take care of them. You cannot change them. All you want, you can do all you want. You cannot, but you cannot possibly keep an eye on your children 24 hours a day. And therefore, the only thing that would work are two things. Number one, do they have enough blessings? Okay, they must have these blessings. Those are your real wealth. When we advise you to give and to help others, you're creating blessings for yourself right there. You're not losing at all. You're not wasting your time at all. You accrue those blessings. And then what else do we teach you? We also teach you to do good as well. So what it means is that you have this humongous body of blessings, okay? But they need to be activated. They're like seeds. Seeds of the good seeds for you that will bring good things to you, okay? But they're simply seeds. They need to mature for you to be able to benefit from them, okay? So that's why I'm teaching you that you need to first plant blessings, plant a lot of these seeds. The more, the better. And furthermore, in my personal experience, I have a lot of good seeds myself before I encountered Buddhism. I didn't realize it. I was born to a family that's very evil, but they never impressed me. They never impressed me to do evil things. Yes, I was, egotistical and did a lot of bad things, but never to the point where I would sink to, and get lost. Okay, so I had a lot of bad influences, but I rose above it because my blessings, okay, are there, okay, and they prevent me from falling into the bad paths. I was scared of drugs, for example, for some reason. I'm a fearless person in general. Very few things in life I'm afraid of. But one of the things I was afraid of is drugs. It's really strange. Okay? So it tells you that my protection is, I got protection by my blessings. And that's not enough. I lived my life and learned and so forth and did my worldly things. And then what really helped save me is that I started doing good, helping others, instead of just helping myself. All I learned in my education is to help myself. That's all. I figured out how to help myself, optimize how to help myself, okay? Only, and use others to help myself to get what I want. And until one day I decided this is not working, so I started doing charity work. And I lucked out because of my skills. I had tremendous impact. And guess what happened next? So I did good for the first time in my life. I'm ashamed to admit to you. Until I started doing charity work, my life is about me, no one else. Not my wife, not my family. It's about me. Okay? It's very sad. And when I started doing charity work, I lucked out because I was very skilled. I helped a charity organization, revived it, of a statewide organization of 500 volunteers. I helped resuscitate it and made it very strong. And because of that, good deed, guess what happened next? I encountered Master YongHua's Dharma. And that changed my life. I never looked back. Yes, I struggled a lot more after that, but that's the beginning of a new life for me. So you see, my point is that you need to have a lot of blessings first, okay? Because you take it with you everywhere. You never fail. Whenever you do something good, you help others, you accrue blessing. It's right there for you. And it's yours forever. No one can touch it. No one. Until you use it up. And then, number two, you need to do good because all these things here it's like seeds. They need the good conditions. They need the water, they need the soil, they need the sun, they need us to pull out the weeds for these seeds to sprout. Is it clear? So that's why you need to have the seeds first. That's what we do. We help others to create the seeds. Don't cheat others. Don't try to scam others, and pick others' pockets, okay, and so forth, okay? Steal from others, cheat others, lie to others, all those things. You avoid doing those things, and you create blessing, and you do good, then these good seeds will sprout. That has to happen. Okay, that's how you help your children. All you can do for this particular lady is that You can say all you want. That I want to help my children, I want to suffer, I spend a lot of money to help them and so forth, okay? But he may spend the money, but if he doesn't have good seeds, if he doesn't have blessings, and if he only follows you, he imitates you, and all you can think of is yourself, and have no consideration of others, okay? You're selfish, okay? Then the good seeds that you created for him, you're helping him accrue, will not mature. So those are the two things, okay? That will help him. You can spend all the money you want, but it helps temporarily, okay? But the core, if his value system is wrong, he will not be happy. Even if he gets into a good college and so forth. I got into a good college. Let me tell you, after all those, I was extremely unhappy, extremely despicable as a person. So you have to choose carefully how to help your children. Yes, JMT.
Rocio has a question. 들리시나요, 연보수님? Rocio has been using early morning time to practice. When Master opened JC 2 years ago, she tried to come to JC as often as she can. And 1 year ago, when the temple started broadcasting morning ceremony on Zoom, she attends Zoom morning ceremony because her husband wants her to stay home. Master told her to sit longer, so she sits about 2 hours daily. Recently, she stays home instead of going to temple in the early morning on weekdays. During winter Janchi time, there's no morning ceremony. Last winter, she went to JC and sat for 1 or 2 hours in the morning. So, Master, can you recommend her what to do? Should she go to temple in the morning like last year or stay home? Her husband doesn't like that when she goes to the temple in the morning, but he agreed anyway. But she thinks he may feel anxious if she goes to the temple in the morning. She wants to talk to him again about this matter after listening to Master's answer. Thank you.
So she wants to go to the temple or attend the online class. I heard that. Did I hear it right? That in the winter time there's no morning ceremony in Korea in our temples. Doesn't sound right.
It's
because you hibernate in the winter or what?
Because it's Janchi time, there's no morning ceremony.
Oh, Janchi. I'm so sorry. In the winter season is a Janchi season, so there's no morning ceremony. Okay, so what is she supposed to do? Okay. It's a difficult thing. In her case, her husband is pretty adamant about not wanting her to go to the temple. So if she goes to the temple, they had a fight. Okay, they're still pretty young people, so it's a difficult situation. And if she stays home, so it's about her talking to the husband. He says, "What do you want?" Basically, tell him that she wants to go to the temple because that's part of her mental health. Okay, and so she hopes that he would understand it. Okay, and so how can that happen? She either goes to the temple and then that because that's important to her, or she can stay home and participate in the morning on the online ceremonies, which is a next best thing possible. What I'm trying to prevent is that he's gonna say, you don't go to the temple and you can do the online thing, okay? Then pretty soon he starts saying the online thing is too noisy and it bothers me, so we have to stop, okay? So the point here is that she needs to start negotiating with him, telling him what's important to her, okay? And he has to compromise. He has to give her the time to take care of her mental health. Because if she doesn't, it would not be good for her and the children. Okay? So she has to talk to him and negotiate with him. Okay? And try the best she can. Absolutely. She needs to either go to the temple or participate only in these online ceremonies or events or whatever. That will help stabilize her. Okay? So negotiate. Yes, 6.
Thank you, Master. I would like to thank you from heart and all the monks and nuns and all your disciples and supporters for allowing me to come to the temple, and especially for giving me the opportunity to change my life to good. And I would like to thank to Wanjin Bodhisattva for helping my daughter, and many thanks to anyone here in the temple. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay. It's not easy, especially for a person like you who's well educated, have a good career, have a good professional life, to be able to be willing to give it up, okay, and to try something else. That's remarkable. So we wish you the best, and it's not going to be easy, because our lifestyles, contrary to what these people that come here and they only see us laugh and have a good time, yes, and lunch, and we eat well and so forth. But actually, behind those smiles, it's a lot of suffering. You haven't seen it yet. You just wait and you see. And so brace yourself, because the more you suffer, we're teaching you to become fearless, to become more resilient, so that you no longer are afraid to help others. Okay? And it's hard. It's I honestly tell you that our program is a lot harder than Master YongHua's program. That's why my disciples, all of you, progressed so quickly and got so far, because it's much harder, much harder. Okay, and so brace yourself. And maybe it's a good thing for you, because you're older, you don't have a whole lot of time left. Okay, and so you hang in there. Yes, JMT.
마스터, 루스처럼 이렇게 절에 나오기 어렵고 선칠 기간에 혹시 새벽 예불 시간에 맞춰서 집에서 결과부자를 하면서 마스터께서 하셨던 새벽 예불을 들으면서 결과부자 하는 건 어떤지, 그거를 좀 제가, 그러니까 루스처럼 그런 입장이고 선칠일 때 그런 방법은 어떤지 좀 여쭈고 싶어요.
유미 씨가 그렇게 하고 있는 건가요? 아니면
그렇게 하면 어떤 건지를 제가 여쭤보는 거예요.
제가 그렇게 했으면 좋겠는 건가요? 아니면 그냥 일반적인 질문인가요?
선미 씨를 포함해서 이렇게 선칠 때 절에 나오기가 어렵고 또 주모로 새벽 예보를 하지 않잖아요. 그럴 경우에는 집에서 새벽 예배 시간에 맞춰서 영화 스님의 MP3를 들으면서 각자 집에서 하는 건 어떤지를 제가 여쭤보는 거거든요. 제 질문은.
So Jumi wants to know that if somebody like Rusu who cannot come to the temple in the morning, is it a good idea to follow the master's MP3 of the morning ceremony and sitting in full lotus at home?
Yeah, she can. Absolutely. She can do all those things. But I just want to caution her to make her sure that she communicates better with her husband. I think if you make a case, if she can make a case to him that it's good for her, and he should not have to worry about her shaving her head and becoming a nun, because we don't want her. Sort of. Okay? And so there's no need to be fearful. I mean, Jesus, I don't know why. I'm Jesus, excuse me. I don't know why people live in fear like that. I mean, you're afraid that my wife will leave me, my husband will leave me. Come on. Be happy for them if they leave you. Oh, wait a minute. Why would you want to live in fear? What is the matter with you? Seriously. Huh? If you're desirable, you're stronger, you're beneficial for them, they stick around. Okay? Yes, sir. 2.
Thank you, Master. I want to say thanks to you, especially Master, because I'm still stupid, but if I see myself how stupid I was a couple years ago, I've changed so much, and it's...
So are you more stupid or less stupid?
No, less stupid than before. And it's all thanks to you, Master.
Can we have a second opinion?
And I've heard that Venerable Shen Tong and Venerable Shen Miao are leaving for some time to Gold Forest. So I want to thank them as well, because I've learned so much from them, and I feel that they are just amazing, amazing beings, and we're going to miss them so much. So thank you, Master.
No, thank you for your kind words. Anyone else? Yes, 2.
Thank you, Master. I would like to ask a question regarding depressions.
Yes.
I know that you say that we shouldn't mess with depression ghosts. So if we know that our family members have depression, and then they probably don't believe in Buddhism or they don't really practice anything, what's the best thing or next best thing for us to help them, or we just look at seeing them struggle?
Okay, of course.
Thank you.
First of all, if they're suicidal, you need to go see the professionals. We can't help. Okay, that's very important. To me, the therapists and the professionals, the institution are there for that purpose. They're very useful for that purpose. If you find, people who plan to kill themselves and so forth, you got to call the suicide prevention line or convince the family to bring them to see those specialists, because it would be such a waste for them to end their lives needlessly like that. Okay, it's not their decision, but they don't know better. So the professionals, the therapists, and institutions are very good. They're very useful for that purpose, and I feel it's worth it. Okay, their contribution to humanity is right there. But beyond that, if they're not suicidal, and meaning they may have thoughts of killing themselves, but they're not at the point of physically doing it, okay, then you have to move on to the next phase. Is that clear? Yeah, this is my experience. And so I'm telling you, my students, that don't touch the people who plan to physically kill themselves. We cannot help. Okay, we know you have to know your limitations. We can help on a low end, where they're no longer, they may have thoughts, but they're not taking actions. Then we can help, okay? Because they need to be sedated. They're too strong. These beings are too strong for them, and therefore they need some medications, and they need to be restrained so that they have a chance to calm down, okay? And become less dangerous to themselves, okay? So they need help. But in general, we look at it as karmic debts, meaning that you have depression because in the past you created offenses to these depression ghosts, and therefore now you're getting your retribution, okay? And so the way we approach it is that if you look at it as a karmic debt, then you have to pay karmic debts. Meaning that if you owe, very much like you owe money to the bank for your mortgage, you have to pay the mortgage before you can take full possession of your house. Very much like when you have depression, because you still are paying the mortgage, the depression mortgage on your body to the depression ghost. And therefore, the sooner you pay them off, the sooner you can take possession of your life. Okay? The same thing. If you owe money to the bank, pay them. If you pay them off, you own your house. Same thing. Don't be short-sighted. It's a slightly different in the sense that you may not be able to pay them off this lifetime because your debt is too deep, it's too low, it's too profound. So it's about increasing the payments and cranking it up. Okay, very much like a doctor, we don't know. Okay, so it's not until you try it, then you adjust the dose, you increase it, and increase it. So that's how we approach it. And that works very well for a lot of people. And the case is that we're struggling a lot because the dosage is not enough. Whereas when a dosage is enough, I see changes so quickly. Okay? So for example, this disciple of mine has been struggling for years because of severe depression. Okay? Until the last year or so. Okay? Last year or so, the dosage was right, and she completely transformed. So we're talking about increasing dosage more and more and more and more and more, and you see the results. So I've seen it for all these years, so I know that process works. I don't know of anything else. Because if you owe a debt, you have to pay it off. You can't skip town. Because the interest continues to accrue. It doesn't go away. That's the bottom line. Yes, 9.
But hey, and if I may, for Dang as well, there are also besides getting professional psychological help and spiritual help, I would also suggest getting a physical if you have underlying issues of depression, anxiety, because there are physical deficiencies that also can enhance depression or anxiety or any other of those mental health issues. Like lack of vitamin D, say if you don't get enough sun, or if you have hypothyroidism, or if you're anemic, all those things also contribute to your mental health. So I would also, if you can suggest for them to go get a physical to see if they have any physical deficiencies that could be affecting their mental health, and start there as well.
Right, absolutely. Thank you. That's a good point. and we should add it to our recommendations. Because I heard that there's some researchers in the field of mental illnesses field where they discovered there's certain cases where there's certain deficiency of certain chemicals or hormones or something, and with that, it really helps with the depression. That's the case in the Chinese lady in the ex-Chinese student you have from Germany. Okay, and that's the case. So I forgot about it. I didn't take it very seriously because it's only temporary. Even with the physical thing, okay, what you guys don't realize, what the doctors don't realize is that there are waves, and there are too many of them. So for you to see one result doesn't mean you spared. You only they have like, it's like you owe a family. So you deal with one because this one here is causing the most attention right now. So you think it solves the problem? No, as soon as this one is resolved, the next member of the family steps up, and now you have to deal with that. Okay? And so do you take a physical again? You see? Yeah, so that's why, yes, it helps initially, but eventually that karmic debts have to be paid. There's no two ways about it, and we can't ignore that. Okay? Well, you probably don't believe this baloney until you get depression yourself. I caution you, those you listen in who said, oh, this master is trying to scam you and so forth, and what depression goes. If you do that, you may not be depressed, but it won't be long before you will be depressed. Be careful, okay? Don't challenge them, okay? They're very strong, they're very powerful, a lot more than you realize. Don't mess with them. Be respectful. The world is a lot bigger than you think. There's a lot more that you don't know. Okay, anyone else? Yes, 5.
Thank you, Master. Circling back to the Thanksgiving spirit, I also want to thank Master and all the Sangha putting the Fochi together. This is my first time attending the event. There are a lot of work to put in, include from the preparation, doing it. Venerable Shen Tong, thank you for Venerable Shen Tong cook for us every day in order for myself and everyone to sustain the engineer to sustain the energy, not engineer, energy to continue attending the ceremony and event. Thank you for that. But I also wanted to mention that thank you for Dharma Sister Ivy, who introduced and brought me to Go First Temple. I remember my journey began with Venerable Shenxin's sitting class. From there, I received a lot of support in the Go First Temple, including Venerable Xian Liao and a lot of Dharma Sister, Dr. Lang Fan, He Fang, Chao Chun. There are so many of them. I'm so thankful and blessed that I belong to this big Dharma sister. Thank you, Master.
You're welcome. Thank you. You know, it's kind of nice for me personally to hear this, because we evolved into a small temple at Lu Mountain Temple. Kan was there, and among some of you, and we're a small group, and we're very comfortable. We knew each other, and we're happy together. We're sufficient. We're self-sufficient. We have enough. And then the people kept on coming, and then we kept on expanding our services in order to help more people. We didn't try to become famous or get more donations or anything. but we did respond to people's requests. And so now we're at the point where we have a community of cultivators at various levels, different ages, different sexes, and genders. And so I thank you all for being part of our community. And, we can do a lot more good. You can do a lot more good. All together, we can do a lot more good. Because it's necessary. Okay? We, in a very humble way, try to help as much as we can. That's all. Okay? And what we try, our help is in a form of refraining from being a bad person first, and helping others with the best of our abilities and improve ourselves so that we can be better and less evil and help more. That's our community. And thank you all for being a member of that. Okay. Okay, I think we should stop here before we get mushy. Okay, thank you everyone, and happy Thanksgiving. And let's do the great transference.